probably just as good enough time to start filling as I'm doing work. I am in this Strobel Construction. Getting a phone call. So, Cale Carlson, Lead Farms, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am in the Strobel Construction 9520. Great John Deere tractor with the heavy-duty 20-foot wide box scraper and two Strobel packers on behind. I have the packers lifted out because I am fixing this draw. Had the packers down for that. But then I forgot about this little notch where we have a little dip where water sits and drowns out my crop. So what I'm doing is just using this box scraper as a land plane and pulling the little notch to tie it into the draw and feathering it out into the field. It works very well. This is about a 100-foot wide pass, so I can make about 5 to 10 jaunts and pull up about 8 to 10 yards per scoop and feather it out into the low spot. So here we go. We're going to go the FE 1012 Strobel dirt pan, no dolly attached. You can order them. You can get them with a dolly. And we're going to run this up and build a dam or a ramp. I will let you guys make the deciding factor. Happy Friday. I hope you're getting all your field work done and getting your planters hooked up so we can hit field work. Short runs makes quick work, and this should be able to plant quite nice. Man, I think we're good. I was gonna make one more cut maybe on this side, but boy, I tell you, I think we're there. I think we've got it how I want it. We will watch it along this year, but you've got to film when you can, not when you have to, because when you're working with this kind of equipment, it goes fast. I should probably give Adam a call. We will head up to the ranch, let this draw dry out, and then maybe hit it a couple times. We've got spray coming in. Oh, I tell you. And I can eyeball pretty good. I think we've got it. Maybe we'll do a cut right in the middle to feather out 45 feet wide with this 20-footer. One more cut for the gram or for you guys. About 5.5 miles an hour, and we'll see how we can do. Feather light controls, very strong hydraulics, running right down the middle, feather out. I'll maybe leave the scraper, the box scraper, down just a little bit, and then we can feather on this top end, but it is already smooth. I gotta tell you, when you do have the packers down, it chops up those dirt clods. So you hate to pack the field that you're gonna plant, but this early in the season, I think we will be in good shape. We get one rain, have a little dip here, and voila. Can anybody tell me what voila means? I believe that's French. Sparkling water that I'm drinking today is Pellegrino, which is Italian. What kind of water do you guys like to drink? And just like this, almost automatic, we are done. Let's head to the ranch. You want to just sit in the four-wheel drive articulating tractor all day long, don't you, Cale? Yes, I am very good at holding a steering wheel and making diesel fuel disappear. Welcome, my friends, to the machine. Welcome to the ranch. I decided to just go ahead and square up this drive. Take out the potholes, the washboard, and everything else. From the cab, I can lower in the packers. So, do you guys pack your roads? Of course we do, why not? Here we go. One swipe, smooth, clean drive. Everybody knows the rules. Here we go. Road maintenance. We're at the ranch. We've got cattle and the cows are out. Anybody that's owned cattle knows and realizes that is just a part of life. We are not surprised when we see cattle out and about. One swipe, everybody knows the rules. This box scraper is amazing. It's doing a super good job. Feathering, cleaning, smoothing, packing, putting gravel where it needs to be. Pulling it in from the sides in one fell swoop. Help me out on that one too, folks. All right, we got a good stack of equipment, tractors, excavators here. It's one of my favorite joys. 8530, one around probably a 300 horsepower tractor. You can do it with less if you're in lighter material. The team at Strobel Industries sent out the FE 1210 12-yard dirt scraper and the HD20. We'll go over that in just a second with the packers in the back. This is wonderful, wonderful machine. I've had it for about a week now doing all sorts of stuff. I built my own dam with a few of these machines. They work really well. Strobel hydraulic clip-in. They just started making these. Makes your hydraulics very easy and accessible, and you can keep them in order back here on this rack. Stainless steel tubes ran where they can to keep them from wearing out or getting holes in them. Designed for the dirt to fall off. They rotated their tubular steel, square steel, extra heavy-duty hydraulic cylinders all the way around on all of this equipment that I can see. Love this valve. If you're traveling down the road, once you pick it all the way up, you can shut that valve off so that it'll hold your dirt pan up in the air in case you have hydraulic failure. It's got a high back push plate. So when you're loading it with your soil, it'll come back in and roll in. Lose very little over the sides. I believe they have, you can add extensions here if you want, but not necessary for this farmer construction owner in this industry. What I have here are roller plates, and these are adjustable. So throughout time, you can keep that tight to roll along. So your push door is up in the air off the bottom of the pan. So you're not scraping, not fighting that friction. Obviously, super duper jack where you can put it in here. Stickered up nicely to see at night or lights. They've got the heavy duty Michelin. Are these 10 or 12? I counted one point, but they are extreme duty tires. Love them. All greaseable points, easily accessible. Couple handhold. It just takes a couple minutes while your tractor is warming up to run around and service the machine. It's got 3 points, frost bit, frog bit. What do you guys call it in here? And then you can actually add serrated edge if you would like, if you were in some rocks or harder scraping facilities. It's got an adjustable plate on the bottom to keep your pan empty. Level loads every time, pushing out. Wonderful release. Super engineered the way they put everything up over here in this V style engineering for lifting and lowering. You can lift the entire back end up if you need to air up a tire by putting it all the way down. They're gonna have a couple different options for their hitch. This is the one I chose. It fits in this 2-inch, or is it 2.5-inch pin. Once again, greaseable and adjustable. Fantastic pan. Team at Strobel did a wonderful job building, designing. You can get this one and an 8-yard with the dolly setup as well. Love that it's 10 feet wide. Your tractor can fit Most tractors can fit nicely inside this swath as I'm digging and cutting. Now we head over to the big baby. At some point, if this thing is still around my farm, I want to unhook it, swivel it, pull these pins on the hydraulic cylinders, and then lift these tires up into the transport position, and you can lift it up on a trailer. Maybe I'll put a scale on it to see what this beast weighs. This can actually cut and pull a number of yards of dirt. It's wonderful for smoothing, leveling, like you saw this morning, more like a land plane. By being so wide, it'll cut out your humps, gaps, dips in the middle. You guys already know what it is when it comes to these packers. They've been building for a very long time. Love, love, love the hydraulic transport mode. I find myself several times in the field where I don't need it packed. I just lift them up. Or if I want to jump fields or hop across the road, you can lift them, drive them, pull them, hook them up to a pickup, move them to the next job site. Very easy, serviceable. Grease bearings are all on man level to walk around. These guys have a wonderful clean out. This is a big plus. These cleaning bars up underneath here clean it as you go. If you ever get into that ooey gooey clay, even with some corn stalks, it does a great job of cleaning. You can see where I got into some smear, and they were able to pack and not plug and roll right through. Also, you can fill them up with water. I believe close to 10,000 gallons. Remind me again how much a gallon of water weighs. 8.8 or 8.3, right around 8 pounds per gallon. So you can weight these suckers up. They're empty right now for this dam job that I'm working on in the background. Again, a couple different hitch styles. This is the one they chose to go on the back of this box scraper. Hydraulic cylinders. Here again, here's a better view of the hydraulic handheld hydraulic points for, if you've ever struggled putting in and out, those give you a great grip to do so. Replaceable, hard steel edge. This stuff is very thick, well designed, engineered. I don't know what it would take to pull this thing apart, but this tractor, this lug, has not been able to do it yet, and I've got into some grindy situations. Once again, Greaseable points, wonderful place to unhook your hydraulics and mount them and organize them. Back here, we've got a couple couplers, but they have different styles and different options here to hook up to whatever size of machine and equipment you want. That's all I can think of right now. Very happy with this job. We've got good grass on the hillsides. I would love to burn this, but I was able to, build a dam. Now we're going to smooth it out with the box scraper and clean it up. I'll burn those piles here in a bit, but this is working very well. Getting a nice flat bottom for water and runoff to sit. So first stage, water, and then second stage, and we've got a dam back over here. One shot, everybody knows, one take, everybody knows the rules. Wonderful tires, heavy duty, built for everything, including construction, and then you can dabble into farming with this machine. Let's climb in the tractor, warm it up, and get to work.